Hi all and welcome to the next episode of Playing Every Country in Democracy for on 200% difficulty. And this time Japan, yet again, it's the third time, it's the good time, it's the one where we're making it. And how we made it after I made the last video. Here I'm going off cancelling oil subsidies. As in the last video I made it, I was annoyed that I didn't make it, so I played it on my own. I just recorded it without commentary, just, try hard and thinking further about it. So here you can experience my commentary after the fact. But I will talk about what we've done. Well, we've begun with the oil subsidies. It's a cheap policy. Then we're now going for payroll tax, also a lot of money for very little capital. And what was the mistake last time was that we didn't start campaigning soon enough. Here wailing for the GDP, nothing more about it. We just waited way too long. I have extended the term, I've played around, I was focusing on the wrong thing, because what I should have focused on was the voters, and uh, if I've done that more, then we will make it then. I will probably, yes, okay, now we're going back to the income tax, raising it to 15%, as you might remember from the second Japan video. Increasing the tax to 53%, if I recall correctly, was grounds for the tax evasion to happen, which is bad. We lose money, and here we now get emergency powers that will allow us to do a lot. And here I went for changing the policy on retirement age all the way to 75. Now I'm dropping the military spending. Fact that it's also a gradual change, so we have to wait for that to come down. So we now cancel social care limit agency, and I'll not be talking about those decisions that we get one out of the two or three, because they are kind of self-explanatory. Public returns tax, cancelling fees on research, cancelling high-speed rail, going all about the budget cuts. That's how I am. Increasing the tech community initiative that I last time did kind of late, because I forgot you can do it for free. Cancelling straight up all the way the schools in the country. Now we're doing authoritarianism with tear gas to prevent the Luddite riots. It's not a good situation. We do not have to allow that from the retrospective. I'm talking fast. Oh yeah, and the doctor straight, that's nice. From the retrospective, increasing that alcohol tax for alcohol abuse. I'm talking fast because I'm watching the video fast. Increasing the cops and community policing to cancel the alcohol abuse situation incoming. Then we cancel child benefit, money, cancelled benefit, and this disability benefit, also more money, national team, that's nice. Okay, further cancelling all the way state healthcare. All those situations will bring a bit of chaos to the country, but we will stabilize it fast enough. Here preemptively, I did a right to die, which if you make it to the maximum actually gives you healthcare demand lowered. Here I pondered about foreign investment, but it is actually quite crucial to our GDP right now, so I didn't touch it. And here, yeah, intelligence services for the internet crime. And here, as you see, deficit is only at a few billion, so I started investing in the GDP. We do need that because we need those taxes to pay and increase in the future, because there's not much spending that we can cut. So here we are going for import tariffs to help with our uncompetitive economy, and some more policy towards the economic growth. Here, hospital overcrowding unfortunately happened, but we will fix that in due time. It's actually strangely jumped because of the alcohol abuse and the thing there. Now what have I done here? Yeah, diverted profit tax, that's good, but that's good because we are preventing the international tax fraud, tax, dodging, and the university grants for the education, for the lack of, I don't remember the term that was there, but lack of educated peoples, and also doing that language course also for some education that is cheap. All cancelling work safety laws and upping tech grants. Of course, the first one to help the corporate exodus, the second one to help, well, the corporate exodus with the GDP, but mostly productivity, which goes more for uncompetitive economy. Increasing capital gains tax, that's always nice. That sweet 40% doesn't hit the economy too bad, but gives you some sweet money. Also, lunches in school, free school meals for to lower the poverty a bit, because we don't want the situation to get out of hand. What now? Yeah, there is not much I could do on healthcare demand there to get rid of overcrowding of hospitals, but I'm hoping for the alcohol abuse to help out. And here I've done something I haven't done before, which is fucking twist workers' rights all the way around. And that is very helpful for corporate exodus and for all type of strikes. Here we don't have any, but you can have healthcare workers or railway workers. I think teachers too. Yeah, teachers too. So we kind of got rid of any and all workers' rights in Japan, which isn't that realistic, unless you interpret their lifetime spent on one company as workers' rights, but that's more of a cultural thing, regardless of workers' rights. That's the way they do. Here's some things for productivity, some public services. As I'm searching here for a new tax, but settling on the postal service to get that sweet productivity. And furthermore, oh yeah, state airline for that productivity as well. And I think that's it, buddy. You can proceed. Oh yeah. And going back, some health subsidies. I did that because I thought the lower food price would actually help with poverty, but it doesn't directly, so not really a great move, but it's only 3 points, so yeah, here I was figuring it out and realizing that it was not worth it. And here we have year until election, and that is the time when we get high productivity and endangered species bonus to tourism, and we use that time to extend our term length and go for liberal policies. Here, take advantage, which is fucking awesome, and internet crime, which I actually didn't manage to get rid of until the end. So here, after the first extension, a year before the election that would have happened, I'm already cancelling policies aiming for the liberals. Here I did rent controls to get poverty under control. Yeah, and gig economy happened because of the dismantling of the workers' labor laws that I've showed here. Just like America, Uber happened because you don't have workers' protection, and the unionized cab drivers got pushed out of the market with big capital. And here I'm pondering reversing the labor laws, and when should that happen, because we will go for a more socialist vote. And yeah, here I'm calculating how much is enough to get rid of gig economy, and I settle on 30% down, 30% negative 30% of impact. Yeah, and here I'm looking at everyone because that's the biggest category. So we are ending nuclear fusion because I guess it's Japanese modifier, or maybe everyone does like that. I'm not sure how that policy works. And the tax on smokes because nobody likes those. Getting rid of police drones. No, we are very focused towards. Oh, that's a great achievement. The credit rating upgraded is genuinely great, and I'm happy about it. It's major because, as you remember, our biggest expenditure of the government is paying interest on the debt. So paying less is significant, very significant. Here we need to extend it once more, the term limit to a full to the maximum. Yeah, mortgage tax relief purely for middle class vote. Here's some climate change policies. And rating was downgraded, which kind of worried me because I thought we were actually going up, getting better, but it turned out not to be true. And here I'm pondering if the capitalists are too many of them, so we do childcare provision, which boosts socialists, as well as workers on boards. Also, socialists love that. Hoping for the trade unionist vote, cancelling foreign investment restrictions, because why would we have that? We want that money, we want the GDP and foreign investment. More policies to be gotten rid of for the liberals. No more wiretapping. Death penalty was too expensive. No. What else? Oh yeah, changing the prison regime. That's a good policy because there will be more liberals because of it. More education, and the liberals will be happier. Now here, unfortunately, Green Electronics Initiative was done a bit late, but it had to be done. And for addressing the rare earth material crisis. So I'm increasing some policies for hoping for the liberals to love me. checking out them to see what grinds their gear, but not finding anything. And buddy, you don't have any capital to do that now, so maybe proceed. No, we need to check more. Oh, yeah, let's get into the electioneering. We are proceeding. Here the pro GDP option, of course. Yeah, accepting the streamer for hope for youthful vote. And here we start speeches for poor state employees, socialists and liberals, which we are all hoping to capture majority of. And remember, liberals are at this point like 70-80% of the electorate, while socialists are also like 50% plus. So just one of majority in one of those group is extremely significant. Here failure, but then a catch, here another catch, and we're getting that public image up and up. Yeah, a lot of ministers were complaining and resigning. It was very fact. But here we go again. For did I actually do something? Oh yeah, more compassionate. That's a good campaign. Again, liberals, socialists, state employees, and oh wait, did I actually chose wrong? Yeah, I'm a fucking dumbass. I did not realize it while playing the game. I actually chose one to go for conservatives against liberals, effectively cancelling the other one. Here with policy, income tax, middle income people love to lower the the income tax, and they consist 3/4 of society. Also equality for the socialists, border crossing for ethnic minorities and liberals, mostly liberals, and alcohol law for liberals, and hopefully to in the dichotomy of youth to elderly, catch the youth vote. Also election robocalls ban, hoping that it will neuter the campaigning of the other parties. As you can see, only twice as much funding as I had got the Green Party, the Green Alliance, the blue in blue here, but we fucking won by perception, and ministers, poor people, trade unions, liberals, socialists, every fucking one. Well, a lot of shit was privatized and straight up dismantled. Not really privatized, just dismantled, like state healthcare, state pensions, state schools. And here I am choosing ministers for my next government. So because of that we had booming like private education and so on. It's not exactly a good thing, it's just filling the void, the very very hollow void that we left with our destructive cutting. Yeah, and now we are getting into that nice place. We are gonna work on our promises this time, actually make them happen, reducing the deficit, ending the debt crisis, and ending media monopoly. Here I begin with what? With accumulating more capital, and here we're gonna get gridlock, which is fucked up. And I went for capital controls because I'm doing like a left-wing playthrough usually, even if the game doesn't let me go do actual left-wing stuff, no revolutions, no nothing, but I went for that, hoping to raise taxes on the rich. Yeah, regulating social media to end that bad situation, and some environmental stuff like compulsory water meters and some cycling subsidies. Here we got emergency powers, which is like unfounded. I don't know why, but I'm not a designer, I'm a game designer, I'm just a player. So that helped us out, but at this point we are already in a good place. We are beginning second term, some reforestation, and yeah, keeping the country tidy to address that respiratory disease. Is that how it's called? Respiratory disease? Maybe something else. But yeah, addressing those aspects. Cancelled the subsidies for robotics because they don't like technological, also other environmental shit. We here ended social media addiction, but environmental protests started. What I've learned lately is that you can just do authoritarianism against the protesters, so that what I went for, not even trying to do anything about environment right away and just focusing on quelling the protesters, which is like a grim reflection on reality, I suppose, because you can't fix environment. We are past the point of that. The major environmental disasters are happening Lands where we once could, farm will no longer be sustainable for that. Islands will be brought underwater, and coastal areas as well, and we're just gonna have to deal with it and live with it and adapt to it. Here, on that environmental aspect, more buses, more bus lanes. Okay, I'm going for what's, more, for commuters. They are one of the voting blocks that's represented by my ministers. Frequent flyer tax to help with the environment further. And we ended environmental protests. We only have debt crisis, media monopoly, and respiratory disease and gridlock. We banned coal for the respiratory disease right over here, and some more cycling subsidies. Food stamps to quell poverty even more, while it is already quite good, relatively low. Here, state broadcaster, press freedom to end that media monopoly. And I did an unpolitical thing, not unpolitical, but unlike a politician. Packaging tag, good for money, good for environment. Unpolitician-like because I went and did my manifesto promises, so that's something doesn't happen in politics a lot. I increased alcohol tax to hopefully, counter the lowered age of drinking. And then we focus on equality. We went all the way on state housing and up the public libraries, up legal aid, even though that's not very impactful, up property tax to nice around 30%, and up inheritance tax to 45% too. Declare gig economy, just to be sure about it, even though we did give enough workers' rights. Government subsidies for the unions, so we get that trade unionist block firmly within our grasp, even though we won and would have enough people to vote for us, It's nice to do a profile of a party when you have some groups like, in this case, socialists, liberals, environmentalists, ethnic minorities, state employees, trade unionists to be on your side. And here we are actually in a jolly situation because we already get 7 trillion yen surplus, and we are rather popular. I think it's like 50-60% at this point. We are going here for the queer couple, not the homophobic bakers, so that's cool. Some more environmental taxes. And here we are, the debt crisis. The debt crisis was ended. Extremely difficult on Japan. Maybe not difficult from the perspective of time, but taxing and requiring you to think through, act radically, and then you can somehow manage, but it's fucking difficult. Here the rating is going up and up, already down from 5% to 100% GDP ratio. We began with like 270 to 80%, so that's nice. Here we tax the drugs that we just legalized, so that's cute. 14 trillion surplus, that's actually big. What you could do, if I remember correctly at the beginning, it was around few trillion for both state healthcare and state schools. So if you like to have a country that's less insane, that is something you can do. Airline tax for the environment. Here we also went pro small business to fix the last issue, that's media monopoly. Here for the liberals, some gender equality. Didn't raise speed limit, did not need that. Looking around, buddy, what are you looking around for? Looking around how to raise that equality, but it's hard when the GDP is booming and the rich are getting richer, as they like to do. So what you went for is, you tell me, buddy, because I'm looking out for it. Subsidized school buses, not really about anything that we're doing, but sure, why not, it's a good policy. And no more death penalty, again for the liberals, and maybe some ethics. Here, diversity quotas for hope of getting that equality up to the promised point. Here we tax luxury goods tax, also helping with that is capital control, because some of those policies like punitive wealth tax and luxury good tax are easy to, let the scare the rich away. So if you want to keep them with capital controls and that's insane. I actually lowered the income tax by half, and we still have surplus after that. Here's some taxes to fill that void, but we have trillions of surplus if we maintained the income tax or did even more taxes, but I don't think that's much to do. Yeah, automation tax, here we do it. We could definitely establish state schools and state healthcare, probably even state rail and high-speed rail. That might be tough to do, but if you tweaked it a bit, here and again, policies for the liberals went back to more humane 70 years, still not back to 62 retirement age, but it's cool. Use subsidies, because why not? Eco homes, I'm just doing stuff that's gonna make the society nicer. Free parenting classes, that's nice to have a class about that. Encouraging people to eat healthy. And yeah, here I realize I will not make it equality because the election is next term, but we lowered the sales tax because it's quite regressive, and I went down to 10% because we have 11 trillion surplus at that point, and we are extremely trustworthy, and I will fix it for sure this time, trust me. Party actually won overwhelming majority of 86%. You can make it in Japan, and that's how I have done it. So I will not play Japan again in this game. Never. This is how you do it. This is the only way. Thank you all. Have a nice day. Like, smash the subscribe button. Comment what you ate today, and go fuck yourself. Bye all.